The world's just suddenly gone crazy, you say over your round, and it's one of those times when I feel like we have been living in two very different Irelands. Like when I make some throwaway comment I thought everybody knew, and you stare at me like you're hearing for the first time that the sky isn't always blue, and I don't know whether I want to smack your face or live your life. Because for someone who spends a lot of time talking about witchcraft, I was raised to see what was in front of me, world weary from day one maybe, and I'm not trying to be that asshole. I just genuinely want to know how I knew these things you didn't know when we grew up like an hour apart. So then you put your pint down and you ask me where all these Nazis have suddenly come from in 2017, and it's my turn to stare across a table and fields of history choking back, where have you been? Like, where were you every time the skinheads hit the green? How have you never heard of Ireland's first? Where were you when the first girl I ever fancied was too foreign for camo trousers and army boots, and then it was Doc Martens versus Doc Martens and a lot of running, and she cut her hair short after that, making herself more of a target but harder to hit. And I can see you don't get it. I can see behind your eyes you're reformulating this anecdote into an isolated incident, and it's like we've been looking at two totally different Irelands, even though we grew up like an hour apart, 2 hours on the bus, or if there's bad traffic, or there was another accident on Doyle's Corner. Not that you often made it past the North Circular Road. But even in your even number postcode, it's not like you were so loaded or that I grew up way more broke, and shoot me if I ever describe myself as woke. But it's like we have these two completely different versions of a very small country. So imagine the culture shock happening in our bigger neighbours. And there's not a lot of satisfaction in I told you so here, when we'd be better off if you'd been right. Better off if homophobia really had disappeared on marriage equality count night, like 40% of the country didn't vote against, and those people don't still live here, like racism really ends at your granddad's bar stool, and your da saying that Varadkar's gonna finally get those wasters off the dole. And you say that Ireland isn't polarised like the States, but you really wish those water protesters would just pull their weight. Because don't you know, for the cost of 2 pints a week, and then you laugh because it's all so tongue-in-cheek. And I feel like I have been shouting at you from across a river for years, and you just wouldn't hear, and now we're here, and the world's just suddenly gone crazy. And then you finish your beer. And I wonder what world you're talking about.